In this video, I'm going to be talking about my Ikea Kallax unit and all the different storage options that I have. I know Ikea has a ton of different storage options, but I feel like the Kallax units specifically are pretty versatile and amazing. I'm using it right now in my office. I have one also downstairs holding my books, and then also upstairs in my kids' play area where I hold all of their toys. So I'm going to share with you guys basically those spaces, but first I want to share with you guys the containers that actually fit in these spaces and where I found these containers, just so that you guys have an idea of the types of storage that you can actually store on the Ikea Kallax units. The first option that I want to show you is what I have in my office. So this office also kind of doubles as a scrapbooking room. So in this office, I actually have these little containers here, and these are basically meant to hold a lot of my kids' things that I'm going to be scrapbooking throughout the years or whatever. And so what I have are these little plastic units, and what's really great about them is that they fit kids' artworks, that the 8.5 by 11, which is great. And then also it opens really easily, okay, just like that, and I can store all their stuff in there. And each of these will hold about 2 to 3 years worth of artwork or just scrapbooking memorabilia, and so I'll store them in here just like this, okay? And I will get to the point where I will label these, but for now, this is how they are. And I actually bought these off of Amazon, believe it or not, and they're quite pricey. I think they were like $60 maybe for a huge pack of these, and so I'm going to go ahead and maybe move some of these over so you guys can see how many of these fit in here. So I'm going to go in, and you see how it fits really nicely in, just like that. These are kind of empty. Okay, alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these stored in here. So 9 of them can fit right in here. And if I skid it back all the way back, you've got about 2.5 to 3 inches of room here. But I like to hold them out just like that, just because it looks a little bit nicer. But these are, again, I bought them off of Amazon, and they are pricey, but they're well worth it if you're trying to kind of divide out the years, or you're just trying to divide out what you store in these. I've seen a lot of people store scrapbooking embellishments, their little hobby knickknacks. Also Legos fit really well in these, so I mean, if your kids are playing with Legos, they can just put them in here, but obviously it's pretty flat, so you guys can see how flat that is. And the plastic, I mean, it's not the greatest plastic, but it's definitely something where if kids aren't going to be using them a lot, and you're pretty careful with it, it's pretty durable, but I would not recommend it for kids. But again, 9 of them fit in this space. Alright, so another set of containers that I absolutely love for the Ikea Kallax units are these containers from the Container Store. I know that sounds redundant, but the Container Store has absolutely amazing fitting boxes for the Ikea Kallax units. I'm going to show you real quick why it's so important. So this right here is basically a huge container, and normally I store a lot of our scrap papers. I had this container that actually stored a 12 by 12, but it didn't actually fit the Kallax units. But if you look at this, so this is longer here and shorter here, but if I go in and put this in here, it fits perfectly. It's amazing, okay? And I'll go ahead and link down to everything that I'm talking about in the post down below. But this thing is phenomenal. It fits so perfectly. This is a shoebox from the Container Store. It's in the same area that you would find this thing. But obviously you can't fit 2 right next to it. But what you can do is put it sideways and it fits, okay? So these are 2 options. So this is the bigger option, and then you've got the smaller shoebox option. I also have this one, which is a medium-sized version, and these are normally made for if you have boots or really big stilettos. This is a great option, but obviously it can't fit here. So what I can do is take this all out and show you how it does fit. So this is the bigger container. Put it in there, and then I've got the smaller one right here. Okay, so it fits the medium-sized one, the smaller one, and then I have a few of these other ones right here. So I could probably fit a third one here. The downside is obviously I can't see the stuff that's in the back, okay? And then I also have these smaller containers that they sell, again, in the same area, and they can fit absolutely perfect, okay? So you've got 2 containers in the back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 containers here, okay? And they're all the same height. These are at least the same height, so you can stack them all up. So these are really, really great options, especially if you have a playroom. I will show you guys what the playroom looks like so that you guys can see how we have that organized. I want to show you guys another setup with these containers. So you've got this container here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this smaller container so that you guys can see how it fits. And so obviously this won't fit another one on top, but it will fit like probably, let me see here. So I've got 2 small ones right there, and then one stuck just like that. Okay, so you guys can play around and try to figure out which ones you want, but I'll go ahead and link all the different sizes. I'll call this one the super large one. This is like the regular shoebox. This will be the medium one that I linked to, and then this is the small one. So small, regular shoebox, medium, and large. So if you guys need a reference, I'll go ahead and link down below to those references. Okay, so these are the general purpose containers from the Container Store. And they come in, I think, 4 different sizes, and I can't remember if this is the extra large, but I'll go ahead and link it down below so that you guys can see the different sizes and variations. But I've got these 3 right here, okay? And so this one, I believe, is the extra large, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how it fits, all right? So that's pretty much how it fits, and let me see if I can't fit another one in here. Nope, I can't fit the smaller one in here. So basically, if you're doing the extra large, that's how it fits, and so if I go this way, it won't fit, all right? So it's just this way, just like that. And I love labeling these with my label machine. I'll go ahead and show you guys what that label machine looks like. So I'm obsessed with this label machine. Now I have the Cricut Joy, and I can create like custom fancy labels. If you guys haven't checked out my pantry label video yet, go ahead and check that out, where I make fancier labels than what you see here. But this is a really easy option whenever you just need to label stuff quickly. So I'll go ahead and link to this below. It's called the Dynamo Letra Tag. This thing is about 6 years old. I still love it, and they still have a similar style that is available as well. So I'll go ahead and link that. If they don't have that, I'll go ahead and link to something very, very similar that I would highly recommend. Alright, so this is the extra large, and then this one is the medium. So I'm going to go ahead and put this medium one in here, and I just pulled this out from all the different places that I have this. This is actually in my laundry room, believe it or not. You got this, you got this one, so this one will actually fit 2 of these in here. It's pretty tight, really, but it does fit. Okay, so there's 2 of them right in there. So it's kind of like jamming it just a tad. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one out and then put 2 of these in here and see how it fits. There's 1. Okay, there's 2. Again, it's pretty taut in here with all 3 of these, but if you wanted 3, just like that, I think it would fit just fine. And so I would recommend just having the 2 like this, or at least just having the 1 in here. But it is a pretty tight fit, if I'm being honest. If you had 2 of them with this thing, or even like having a 3rd one in here, just like that. Because I feel like I feel like I'm pushing it in there, and it just looks really cramped, and it's like pushing against each other. So honestly, like this is what I would do, to be honest. Or I would put these 2 together, and again, it's a pretty tight fit. See, it's just like that. Okay, these again are the general container. Again, these are the general containers, and I would recommend getting these just because they're just all around a great general purpose bin. So I actually got a ton of these for my mudroom laundry room, and so you can see here, this is all the mudroom stuff that I have: sunglasses, sunscreen, spot cleaner, all of that. And then at the bottom of our like little jacket / shoe area, I've got these bins to kind of separate all the outdoor accessories that I have inside the house as well, and they've worked really, really well. Okay, so another option that you can use is this large crate that I bought at Target. Target will actually come out with different variations of this every other year or so, which I'm finding. So what you want to do is, if you actually decide to buy this as a set, like if you plan on, if you have a 4x4 Kallx unit, what you'll probably want to do is buy all of these at the same time if you can, because otherwise you'll end up getting different variations each time you go back to try to get another one. For example, this one came with like a lighter color, like bar here, and then one year they came out with one that didn't have a bar at all. It just had wicker at the top. So if you guys are wanting to have consistent looks, just make sure you buy all of the crates at the same time. I know that this was pretty pricey. I think it was around $25 or so for this basket, and obviously you can use your Target card to get 5% off and also wait on their furniture sales, but these go pretty quickly when those like furniture and container sales go on sale, basically. Anyway, so this is the large crate. It's called the large milk crate. It's 4.5 inches in length, 13 inches wide, and 11 inches in height, and so if I put it in here, it will actually fit really, really well. It slides in really great, and then as you can see here, I'm pushing it all the way to the back, and there's probably like maybe 1.5 centimeters right here where the lip is. It holds quite a bit of stuff. The only thing that I will say about these crates is that sometimes you might not know what is inside this crate, so it would behoove you if you had like a, I don't know, a label that just hangs out just like that. So this one still has a tag, but so if you guys like this look, I would definitely recommend it. Again, only downside is that if this is going to be a space for kids or you want to be able to see all your stuff, this might not be the best alternative. This is also a really fun container. They actually have different variations of this. I think they have a frog, a hippo, all different types of like characters basically. And I know the Container Store has a bit taller ones that actually will fit in here as well, but they're pretty pricey. I think they were like $25 when I checked. This one is about $12, and it's kind of flimsy if I'm being honest. It's flimsy, but it is really cute, and if you're trying to, you know, color up your space with characters and colors, this is a great alternative, a cheap alternative. And what's really neat about it is that it has this hole where the kids can just go in and take the toys out, but it's kind of flimsy. Sometimes I hate this because I'm trying to put toys away and they just fall out this way, but they've got this little anchor at the bottom, so what you could do is just like staple it down, but it allows them to see what's in there. It also has a cute character inside, but it's really small for this space. So if you see that, I mean, you've got about 2 inches. It's great for if you have like big toys and it sticks up that way, but I mean, you've got a lot of room in here for this little bin. Find some of these at Menards as well. We'll go ahead and link on Amazon basically the whole entire set so that you guys can see what that looks like. But overall, they do fit, but they kind of like overlap just a bit. Well, maybe not. So again, Billy cabinet, and they fit pretty well. Obviously, you've got some space here. My third one will definitely not fit on there, but that's what this looks like. So if you guys wanted to get the Billy cabinets, we had these like Billy cabinets for them stacked in the kids' playroom side by side, but then I just wanted the Kallx units up there just because I had more containers that I could fit that would look really great in that space. Alright, so this is nothing to write home about, but this is a great bin that I think I got at Walmart. It was really inexpensive, but it fits just like the other one, and it's got a lot of room, you know, to move around. But I wouldn't recommend it just because it's plain and ugly, but it will do the job if you guys want something cheap and affordable and inexpensive to use. So I'm in my kids' play space, and I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff back, but I wanted to show you guys what this looks like, or it could potentially look like. So we've got 2 Kallx units. They're 2x4 unit, and so we've got about 16 different areas where we store their toys, and I am of the opinion that if we have the space organized, they can at least see what the toys they have, and then we can either get rid of them so that we're not always hoarding old toys that they're not playing with. So these are all of the different containers that I actually have. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. And as you can see, I mentioned earlier that if you don't get them at the same time, you see how this one has a bar right here and this one has the wicker. You have a chance of buying different versions of this from Target if you don't buy them at the same time, okay? So that's what that looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and put all these toys in here so that you guys can see how we have it organized. So we've got the art stuff here. I've got Lego sets, which belong to my little girl, which is on this side. So as you can see, this is our basically playroom and all of the storage that we have. So all the wicker baskets are at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and label those in the future. And I've got books, and then also all these containers from the Container Store. And I have all different sorts. I actually bought like the 40-pack, I think, of the shoe cases. And then I bought a few bigger ones just to basically store all of the big toys that we have. So overall, I mean, I love how it turned out. We used to have Billy bookcases all the way across that wall, but instead, now we put the Kallx units because it's a little bit shorter, especially for my 3-year-old. And then we also got these Ikea rods to basically display all of their artwork in the playroom. So I hope you guys like that overview of the different types of containers that can actually fit the Kallx units. I know that I spent a couple of years trying to figure out how I wanted to organize my space. I still continue to organize my space, but hopefully the containers and the different options I showed you guys helped you understand how you can design your space and make it a little bit more organized. If you guys like videos like this where I share my tips and tricks on DIY home organization techniques case, go ahead and click on the like button. It will really help the YouTube algorithm out to kind of tell me what kind of videos that you guys like. And if you guys like videos like this, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and click on the bell to get notifications the next time I create new videos. And if you guys like videos like this, go ahead and check out my other one. I think you'll love it just because it's IKEA hacks that you can do right at home. All right, thanks guys, take care, bye.